Hey YouTube, this is Hayley reporting in for Haze's journey with my official 4-month post-op VSG update. I'm actually 17 and a few day post-op. Today is the 17th of June 2014. I had my surgery February 13th. And I did tell you guys I would do it on the 13th, but it's only a couple of days late technically, so please forgive me. I'll get straight into the numbers. On Thursday, so my official 4-month weigh-in, I was 78.4 kilos. I finally cracked at the 70 mark, and that gives me a total loss of 33.6 kilos. I started at 112. So that is 73.9 pounds. I also did my measurements, and I've lost 105 centimeters or 41.5 inches. And to put that in comparison, I'm only 153 centimeters tall. So I've almost lost my height in girth. So that's a little bit mind-blowing. I haven't allowed myself to think about it too much though, really. I've honestly been burying my head in the sand when it comes to feeling anything in regards to weight loss or food or anything. I've just sort of been so busy in life in general, like working and caring for others and all that sort of jazz, to think about what my journey and what this means and how I feel and all this sort of stuff. And I think that's important to recognize that I haven't taken the time to do this, because this is a pretty important aspect of the weight loss. And I was watching Little Aussie Mel's Q&A video this morning, and she mentioned a few things that really did wake me up a little bit, I guess, about how I really need to deal with my emotions, as that's all part of it. So I really need to check that box a little bit more. What I have noticed is there's a huge difference in what other people see and what I see. I had someone at work comment yesterday about how much weight I'd lost and asked me how much weight I actually had lost. So I said, I don't know, 30-something kilos, because until just 5 minutes ago I didn't know how much weight I'd lost. I knew it was over 30, but I wasn't quite sure how much. And she said, gee, you wouldn't want to lose too much more, there'll be nothing left of you. But I'm like, hang on a minute. It just sort of shocked me, because I'm like, I'm still really fat. Aren't I? I said, I've still got 19 kilos to lose. Not according to what other people see, but according to that freaking BMI scale, I do. So I guess I was a little bit, well, if they're seeing that, why am I seeing something so different? And when I stop and have a quick think about it, I still see this really obese woman. I don't see someone who weighs 70-something kilos, and I'm 1 kilo away from being my lightest adult weight ever. And it doesn't seem to compute. I look at myself a little bit more. I wouldn't say I'm extremely vain or, checking myself out in splashbacks and things like that. But I just seem to pick the faults, like the loose skin or the saggy butt or how much weight I've still got to go, and I'm struggling to be proud of what I have achieved. I guess that's all part and parcel of the dealing with the emotional part that I've neglected to deal with. I know that I'm not dealing with anything emotionally too, because when I'm stressed, I'm straight to the pantry, and I'm not necessarily eating a lot, but I do find that I will snack a lot more when I'm stressed, and I've been stressed a lot lately. So it's something I definitely need to be mindful of and keep my ass out of the pantry as much as possible. I've still really struggled with water intake. I'm not drinking like I should be. Having more coffee than water, which is not a good thing. So be it. Clothes shopping. I've had to go clothes shopping because everything's too big. But what I found different is when I walk into a clothes shop now, shop assistants offer me help, which they never did before. It was just like, oh, nothing in this store will fit this person or something. But I've just found it really strange that when I walk in, people say, hello, would you like help? Like, well, I wanted help 6 months ago, but thanks for your offer now. And it's hard not to be a little bit resentful of how society treats you when you don't weigh 112 kilos. When you're not morbidly obese, you're just obese. Or overweight. I don't even know what I am on that stupid scale anymore. Maybe I should look that up. I might be pleasantly surprised. I highly doubt it, but yeah, just people's perceptions. And I find I'm not as worried about people looking at me when I eat or when we eat out, things like that. It seems that now I'm worried in a different way about when we eat out because I can only eat so little, and like the waitresses or waiters or whatever look at you like, is there something wrong with the food? Like, and they come and check, is everything okay with your meal? And like they look at you like you're full of it when you say, oh yes, everything's fine, I'm just not hungry or whatever. So that's sort of a different uncomfortableness eating out, but not necessarily because of my size, just because of my consumption level. And, you know, they always come around and offer you drinks before you order your meal, and of course I always say no. So I've been out with some friends for a birthday and stuff like that, and I found that a little bit, I don't know, different, because even the people that you go with, and like I didn't know a lot of people at this birthday thing that I went to, they look at you like, well, why aren't you having a drink? That's something I guess I do miss. Like, I certainly don't regret having my sleeve either, like probably no doubt most of you, and I would highly recommend it to anybody struggling to lose weight and maintain it. Because I just miss drinking with eating, but that's a small thing. And sometimes, like when something really tastes yummy, I want to eat more than what I can, and then I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. But then I have to check myself and think, well, hang on a minute, because without that I wouldn't be this size. I would still be the 112 kilo miserable, unhappy woman. And that was something that Mal said, is that, you know, like I self-sabotaged all the time. Well, she said she self-sabotaged all the time, because if she lost all that weight and she still wasn't happy, then what? And I guess that's been a big thing with me too. If I lost all the weight and I still wasn't happy, then what? It's a little bit strange, you know, 19 kilos away from goal instead of being 50 odd. So I guess it's starting to sink in that it's a little bit more attainable and reachable. But again, I haven't allowed myself much to think about. So that's going to be my goal in the next month, is to process and think and allow myself to just be in the moment, I guess, and listen to my thoughts, that sort of stuff, instead of just ploughing through life and being too busy to deal with that shit, because one day I'm going to have to pick up those bags and they're going to be really heavy if I don't start unpacking some shit now, I guess. NSVs. Well, again, it's important to allow yourself time to acknowledge these as being an NSV, not just take it for granted. So I went and worked the other day all day, and morning shifts are always flat out. And then after work, I went and kicked footy with the kids. I would never, ever, ever have done that previously to surgery. Even if I didn't work, I would have been sitting on the sidelines watching them, you know, because, well, who wants to see a fat chick run? But I couldn't either, so I ran and I kicked the footy and I chased the kids, and yeah, I was worn out and I was a little bit sore, but that was, you know, like 12 hours on the go. Anybody is, regardless of what size. But then I didn't even think about it for that moment. I didn't think about my weight. I didn't think about how uncomfortable I am, how sore I am. I just sort of went and played with the kids. And when I got home, I actually did go, you know what? 4 months ago, 5 months ago, I would not have been able to do that. When I finished a shift, then I was exhausted and could barely walk. So that's a huge NSV, and that's a good thing with the kids, is that, you know, I can actually participate with stuff with them now. I don't know what else to say. Food, I'm still eating pretty okay. I had my birthday in between last update and this update, and so I had a couple of days where I ate out and ate cake and tarts and things like that, and so I found that really scarily easy to slip back into eating bad food. And I shouldn't even call it bad food, because, well, no food's bad, it's just how you use it. It's like drugs and alcohol and things like that, and I guess, you know, like, some things aren't bad, it's just in the way that you use it that's the damage, where the damage is done. So, but I found it really easy, because all that weekend I just ate rubbish. Ate food that I wouldn't normally consume, that's not on plan. And so I really had to check myself on the Monday, going, no, this is not how we're living our life anymore. I have to pull my head in and eat protein and stuff like that. So I guess that was just a bit scary to know how quickly that can, like, if you let your guard down, how quickly you can just revert back to old habits. I guess that's the same as any sort of diet. You're not, you know, it's always up to you on what you put in your mouth, and it just highlights that this is just a tool to help you manage yourself. That's about it, I guess. I have some, like, I know there's been a few videos where I've just done it on my phone or quickly uploaded it just to get the job done, sort of thing, where I've said that I'll post pictures and stuff. So I will, at the end of this, I will edit it and I will put a before and after pic. I'm not ready to share my before pic, which is like in a swimsuit sort of thing, because, well, it's just shameful. But maybe for the 6-month update I might do that. But I will do like the night before picture to today's picture and post that up for you, so you can see how much it's changed. Life has changed just in the way that I eat and the way I get around every day, but I haven't allowed too much else to change yet, because I haven't allowed myself to be. So this is a bit emotional and deep and philosophical. That might be the month. A sign of the month ahead is deep and philosophical and thought-provoking and thought-processing. Hope you all have a fantastic week and month, and who knows when you'll see me again. But I will try my best to keep you updated. Peace out, people.